Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare no, it should not be like this. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram. It is not needed, nobody is there.
Pranam Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, no. Need not be there, nobody is there. It spoils the whole view. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Ready?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Pranam Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha
Yashodanandanam Braja Janaranjana.
Yashodanandanam Braja Janaranjana.
Yamunatira Vanachari. Jayodandhamanoba Kunjamihari. Jayodandhamanoba Kunjamihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandanam Braja Janaranjana. Yashodanandanam Braja Janaranjana. Yamunatira Vanachari. Jayodandhamanoba Kunjamihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhire Anashta Prayeshu Badreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. न जातु तेजा प्रवभेन महर्ददिभिः मजा तु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्धिभिः मजा तु तेजः प्रभवेद महर्दिभिः मजा तु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्दिभिः तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च देदीप्यमाने अजिता देवतानां देदीप्यमाने अजिता देवतानां कुले स्वयं राजकुलाद्विजानां मजातु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्दिभिः तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च देदीप्यमाने अजित देवतानां देदीप्यमाने अजित देवतानां कुले स्वयं राजकुलाद्विजानां मजातु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्दिभिः तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च देदीप्यमाने अजित देवतानां कुले स्वयं राजकुलाद्विजानां मजातु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्दिभिः तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च देदीप्यमाने अजित देवतानां कुले स्वयं राजकुलाद्विजानां मजातु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्दिभिः तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च देदीप्यमाने अजित देवतानां कुले स्वयं राजकुलाद्विजानां मजातु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्दिभिः तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च देदीप्यमाने अजित देवतानां कुले स्वयं राजकुलाद्विजानां मजातु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्दिभिः तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च देदीप्यमाने अजित देवतानां कुले स्वयं राजकुलाद्विजानां मजातु तेजः प्रभवेन महर्दिभिः तितिक्षया तपसा विद्यया च देदीप्यमाने अजित देवतानां कुले स्वयं राजकुलाद्विजानां Ma, never do it. Jatu at any time. Tejaha, supreme power. Prabhaved, exhibit. Maha, great. Riddhivihi, by opulence. Titikshaya, by tolerance. Tapasa, penance. Vidyaya, by education. Cha, also. Dedipyamane, upon those who are already glorified. Ajita Devatanam, Vaishnavas, or the devotees of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kulai, in the society. Swayam, personally. Rajakulan, greater than the royal family, Dvijanam of the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas are personally glorified by their characteristic powers of tolerance, penance, knowledge and education. By dint of these spiritual assets, Vaishnavas are more powerful than royalty. It is therefore advised that princely order not exhibit its material prowess before these two communities and should avoid offending them. The Brahmanas and the Vaishnavas are personally glorified by the characteristic power of tolerance, penance, knowledge, and education. By dint of the spiritual assets, Vaishnavas are more powerful than royalty. It is therefore advised that the princely order not exhibit its material prowess before these two communities and should avoid offending them. Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Prithu Maharaj has explained in the previous verse the importance of devotional service for both the rulers and the citizens of the state. Now, he explains how one can be steadily fixed in devotional service. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, while instructing Srila Rupa Goswami, has compared the devotional service of the Lord with a creeper. A creeper has a feeble stem and requires the support of a tree to grow, and while growing, it requires sufficient protection so that it may not be lost. While describing the system of protection for the creeper of devotional service, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has especially stressed protection from offences unto the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. Such offences are called Vaishnava Aparadha. Aparadha means offence. If one commits Vaishnava Aparadhas, all of his progress in devotional service will be checked. Even though one is very much advanced in devotional service, if he commits offences at the feet of a Vaishnava, his advancement is all spoiled. In the Shastras, it is found that a very great yogi, Durvasa Muni, committed a Vaishnava aparadh and thus for 1 full year had to travel all over the universe, even to the Vaikuntha Loka, to defend himself from the offence. At last, even when he approached the Supreme Personality of Godhead in Vaikuntha, he was refused protection. Therefore, one should be very careful about committing offences at the feet of a Vaishnava. The most grievous type of Vaishnava Aparadha is called Guru Aparadha, which refers to the offences at the lotus feet of the spiritual master. In the chanting of the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, this Guru Aparadha is considered the most grievous offence. Gurur Avagna Shruti Shastra Nindanam Padma Purana. Among the 10 offences committed against the chanting of the holy name, the first offences are disobedience of the spiritual master and blasphemy of the Vedic literature. The simple definition of a Vaishnava is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. A person who immediately reminds one of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is a Vaishnava. In this verse, both the Vaishnavas and Brahmanas are mentioned. A Vaishnava is a learned Brahmana and is therefore designated as Brahmana Vaishnava, Brahmana Pandita, or as a Vaishnava and Brahmana. In other words, a Vaishnava is supposed to be a Brahmana already, but a Brahmana may not be a pure Vaishnava. When a person understands his pure identity, Brahma Janati, he immediately becomes a Brahmana. In the Brahmana stage, one's understanding of the absolute truth is mainly based on the impersonal view. When a Brahmana, however, rise to the platform of personal understanding of the Supreme Godhead, he becomes a Vaishnava. A Vaishnava is transcendental even to a Brahmana. In the material conception, the position of a Brahmana is the highest in human society, but a Vaishnava is transcendental even to a Brahmana. Both the Brahmana and Vaishnava are spiritually advanced. A Brahmana's qualification are mentioned in Bhagavad Gita as truthfulness, mental equanimity, control of the senses, the power of tolerance, simplicity, knowledge of the absolute truth, firm faith in the scriptures, and practical application of the Brahmanical qualities in life. In addition to all this qualification, when one fully engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he becomes a Vaishnava. Prithu Maharaj warns his citizens who are actually engaged in the devotional service of the Lord to take care against offences to the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Offences at their lotus feet are so destructive that even the descendants of Yadu, who were born in the family of Lord Krishna, were destroyed due to the offences at their feet. The Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot tolerate any offense at the lotus feet of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. Sometimes, due to their powerful positions, princes or government servants neglect the position of the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas, not knowing that because of their offense they will be ruined. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuramilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisheshaya Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine. Jayo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Majatu tejaha prabhaven mahardibihi titikshaya tapasa vidyaya cha Dedipyamane ajita devatanam Kule swayam raj kula dvijanam. The Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are personally glorified by their characteristic power of tolerance, penance, knowledge and education. By dint of these spiritual assets, Vaishnavas are more powerful than royalty. It is therefore advised the princely order not to exhibit material powers before these two come, they should avoid offending them. Hare Krishna. I had a just visit to Bangalore. One day some job was there. Good to be back just in time. So now let us understand this. In the Bhagavad Gita there is something said about spiritual assets and material assets. Devi Sampada and Asura Sampada. Devi Sampada is the assets of a devotee. And Asura Sampada is assets which are not spiritual assets. Like wealth, power, these are all Asura Sampada. A devotee may have this, but he is not glorified by that. Devotee is known for his qualities. We are therefore, when a Bhagavatam lists many powerful people, it doesn't waste its time listing about people who had only Asura Sampada. Like in the Bhagavatam, or you will not find narration of people like so many people in the, or modern day idiots. It will not mention them. Why waste time mentioning about people who had only Asura Sampada? Rather, it mentions people who had Daiva Sampada. Like Prabhupada says, so many zeros. Now if you put one, it becomes valuable. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is opulent, but we are discussing about him because he has spiritual assets. So Daiva Sampada, Asura Sampada. There is a whole chapter on that. Now Daiva Sampada will lead you to go back to Godhead. Asura Sampada is immaterial. It is there, okay. If it is not there, it doesn't matter. Because bhakti is ahetuki. Now, what are the Daiva Sampada they have mentioned? There are three things particularly which is mentioned. One thing is tapasya. Just like we saw Parikshit Maharaj entered the hermitage of the sage. And what was Samika Rishi doing? Tapasya. He was controlling his mind and fixing his mind on the Lord. It's tapasya. It's not easy to do this. Therefore, Prabhupada said that famous example, idle intelligent, busy intelligent, idle foolish, busy foolish. The Brahmana is qualified as idle intelligent. he looks idle, is extremely intelligent, because actually he is doing some kind of a tapasya. Just like when you're sitting and chanting Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Those who are chanting properly, you are actually looking idle to the world. You're not doing anything. So sometimes what happens when we are covered a mode of passion, we can't chant because we cannot sit in a place. We can't concentrate on the holy name. Idle intelligence. So we have to become idle intelligent. Means spiritual pujari is there he's doing puja. Idle intelligent. Looks what is he doing? He's all doing aram, he's doing that. He's not talking to anybody, he's not thinking anything else. Idle intelligence. But for idle intelligent, the tapasya is needed. You have to be tapasvi. That is a quality. And Parikshit Maharaj, as a pastime, he neglected the tapasya of a Brahmana and he rather offended him and he got a snake bite because of it. Krishna will not tolerate offense to the people who are, therefore it is said, like Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was so powerful. But just because he touched his son Prahlad Maharaj, he was destroyed. We have so many instances. Somebody destroyed because of an offense. Yes, can anybody tell me the people who are destroyed because of offenses? Any examples?
Shishupal Prabhuji.
Destroyed because of offense, very good.
Ravana.
Destroyed because of offense, yes.
Jai Vijay. Prabhuji, Jai Vijay. Jai Vijay.
Jai Vijay destroyed, okay.
Ishwarapuri.
Menaka destroyed Vishwamitra's tapasya.
Who?
Menaka.
Ishwarapuri.
Mainaka, yes.
Yes.
Kamsa.
Ishwarapuri.
Daksha Prajapati, okay. Durvasa Muni, that example, Sarita Mataji, taken, that is Mataji from the purport, it's already there. Thank you. Yes, any other example? So let us discuss this. Ishwarapuri, not Madhavendra Puri. Yes, very good. Ishwar Puri, Sridevi, you're reading Chaitanya Charitamrita, very nice. Then?
Duryodhana Prabhu.
Duryodhana, yes, okay. So now you see in all these examples, the person got totally destroyed. There was Madhavendra Puri had two disciples, Ramachandra Puri and Ishwar Puri, not Ishwar Puri, Ramachandra Puri. So Ramachandra Puri was not, Prabhupada says, among all the offenses, the greatest offense is the offense to the spiritual master. Yasya prasadat, Bhagavat prasada. Yasya prasada, now we do not even know. We don't even know. We are standing on the blessings of Srila Prabhupada and Guru. We don't even know. Many times we feel, I have this conclusion on my own. Sir, whatever is little visible to you, we have little things visible to us. The sweetness of the holy name, the pleasure of reading the Shastra. And all these things, all the assets of spiritual life. Thank you, Sarita Mataji. So we have all these beautiful spiritual assets within our heart. And many times we feel that I earned it. So it has been gifted to you. It has been gifted to you by Acharya. It has been gifted. Therefore it is said, Guru Krishna Prasade. Prasade means it's a gift. It can be taken away. And then what will happen? Two things will happen parallelly. One side, the feelings for Srila Prabhupada and Guru will vanish. The feelings for the deities will vanish. The pleasure of reading the Shastra will vanish. Pleasure of chanting the holy name will vanish. The respect for Vaishnavas will vanish. All these things will vanish. The deities, attraction to the deities will vanish. Curtains will be you don't even know actually that you have fallen down. And then what will become very attractive, the metal energy will become very attractive. Even though you know by millions of arguments, but you lose your discrimination. The sense gratification will become very, very attractive. You'll become almost mad. Then we know I have fallen down. How do you know, even detect I have fallen down? It's not the physically you're lying on the ground, but you lost the pleasure of Krishna consciousness, and sense gratification is unimaginably alluring. That's a danger sign you've fallen. You know, Rupa Goswami was a famous example to understand. Rupa Goswami was in Leela Smaran, the highest ecstasy in Krishna consciousness. Nama Smaran, Rupa Smaran, Guna Smaran, and then Leela Smaran. Highest ecstasy when a devotee becomes absorbed in Krishna Leela. Presently we have been given a chance for Nama Smaran. And there also we just start chanting, you know. One person was joking to me, 50 rupee ka bag, 50 rupee ka bead, and 100 rupees mein ho gaye Vaishnava. It's not a joke. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then why does he say Kali Chela? Why does Bhaktivinoda Prabhupada write a whole book, Vaishnava K? What kind of Vaishnava are you? Vaishnava is not a joke. Prabhupada says just by seeing him people become a Vaishnava. That's a Vaishnava. In the purport is saying like that. That is the Param Vaishnava. So now what happens is that as we are chanting Hare Krishna, our heart gradually becomes purified. And when Krishna and Guru are happy by our attempt to seek Krishna consciousness, they bestow certain realizations. They are gifted. Because it's all totally spiritual. How is it that we are chanting for so many years? If it is just a sentiment, many people think bhakti is just a sentiment. It will not last for more than 1 hour or 2 days. Then you will stop. Sentiments change. I like means I dislike tomorrow. Like and dislike are both material. Like nowadays the marriages, I like and then tomorrow I don't like it. The marriage is closed. But that is material. But we are talking about liking Krishna. It is not material, it is real. If it is material, it can be material for sahajiyas. Sahajiyas is morely a show. Prakita sahajiya, for correct word. Prakita sahajiya is just, that it doesn't last, it will go. But if there is, we have met a pure devotee and associated with him by his holy name, by reading the books of Prabhupada, by doing some service to Prabhupada, then somehow you're pleased, Prabhupada, by you're not paying the full price. Prabhupada used to joke, what I've given is so simple. To get spiritual mercy, people used to do Ghanghor Tapasya in the forest, in the mountains. You know. I was talking to some person, there is something called spiritual pleasure. Yes, I will come back to that. Thank you, Manika. So I was talking to somebody else. So he said, Swamiji, it's so difficult actually. You know, we have to do thousands of years, stand in the forest and all. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made it very accessible. So coming back to Rupa Goswami. So Rupa Goswami was actually enjoying the Leela Smaran, the highest ecstasy. So then what happened, one day his ecstasy stopped. And he became surprised why it has happened. So he went to his brother, elder brother, Sanatana Goswami. My dear brother, something like this has happened. I was relishing the play. In fact, this is just a pastime, but it's just a lesson. Pure devotees, whatever they do, it's all under Yogamaya. Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, eternal associate of Radha Krishna in the spiritual world. There is no question of his being punished, but everything is for a lesson. The Leelas of the Lord and the devotees. They teach by example. So then what happened, Sanatana Goswami said, you must have offended somebody. I said, my dear brother, why will I do that? I said, okay, you must have done it unconsciously. So then what happens, Rupa Goswami sits down and he decides that I have not done. Let me do one thing. So Sanatana Goswami advises him, why don't you invite a feast or a festival and invite everybody and arrange a big prasadam after that. And if somebody doesn't come, means you can know he might be the person. I said, okay, that's fine. So Rupa Goswami, what he does, organize a big festival, big feast, and one person doesn't come. Everybody comes in the neighborhood. He goes to him. I said, why didn't you come? Yesterday we had such a big function, such a nice prasadam. We had sweet rice, we had chapatis, we had pakoda, we had samosas. We gave a big list. So the person says, Acha. Actually what had happened, he was a langada. And when he walked in front of Rupa Goswami, At that time, simultaneously at the time, Rupa Goswami's eyes were closed. He saw some joke in Krishna Leela. Krishna Leela also, gopis, Krishna are having some laughing pastime. And he started laughing. And we read in Nectar of Devotion, there is Hasita, Ati Hasita, if you read, laughing ecstasy. That is also there. So, when he saw that, the joke, he started laughing. And then, at that moment, the Langada thought that he's actually laughing at me. Look at him, cannot walk. So he got hurt. And because he got hurt and he was a Vaishnava, his Krishna took away for a lesson, not that for a pure devotee there is nothing. Krishna took away the Leela Smaran. So Rupa Goswami explained to him, I'm sorry, but why did I laugh at you? That this was happening, this was a joke, There was if you read Nectar of Devotion, there are so many jokes. Krishna is talking to this person, and this happened, and then everybody starts laughing. There are so many jokes if you read the chapter of Nectar of Devotion. Laughing ecstasy. Those who get time, read it. So then what happened was that Rupa Goswami apologized. I didn't mean. So there is something called even unconscious offenses. In fact, the devotees are so aware because they are chanting the holy name of the Lord. They are dear to the Lord. So they don't feel bad for anybody. They don't wish bad for anybody. They wish. Krishna gave him the intelligence. I don't think this is a proper behavior. For us, what happened? Everything is based on our ego. I am respected, I am not respected. That's our behavior. But you have to lift over it. Vaishnava feels compassion. You go somewhere, somebody insults you, you feel, I want to finish him up. Let him be finished. Vaishnava doesn't feel. Prabhupada says no. He feels even best for his enemies. Wishes Krishna's compassion be on him, and he understands. In fact, such statements there in our other religions also, the common morality. So the Vaishnava should have it, because he's chanting, he's so dear to Krishna. And if he wishes bad for anybody, will he harm? Something danger may happen to him. So anyway, so therefore devotees are there. So the one thing is that quality is very, very tapasvi. So devotee should be very, very tapasya. Tapasya is the ornament of a devotee. Just like that Shamika Rishi. Now when a Brahmana comes to the palace, the king comes down from his seat. What? Tapasya. Look at it, tapasya. Honorable. Immediately he gets on. Correct? We meet so many people. When they come to know we left our job, everything, so they immediately honor tapasya. Tapasya is honored by society. There is no respect otherwise. If you're not doing tapasya, what is the respect? Why people should respect you? And without respect, how can you teach? How can you teach without respect? You cannot teach without respect. So just because I know academic knowledge, so that is not important. People should respect you first. Respect you for your personal qualities. And when they are submissive and respectable, then you can teach Krishna consciousness. Particularly all of you are now at your home, you want your family members also to become devotees. But first they should respect your spiritual life. And one thing they will respect is tapasya. We should be very austere. Tapasa. And the next thing is tolerant. Now, tapasya quality is the first quality mentioned. Yes, tapasya means to get up in the morning in time, to attentively chant our rounds, correct? Participate in the arti kirtans, whole day, not involved in any kind of sense gratification, any kind of sinful activity, doing our duties and offering the result to Krishna. This is tapasya. But then we should have tolerance also. Because sometimes because of tapasya, people become proud. And then they get hurt. Like Durvasa Muni example. Durvasa Muni did a lot of tapasya. But the tapasya result is nullified if you become proud. Like we see in the case of Durvasa Muni, he was so proud. I don't think this person, Ambarish Maharaj, is getting so much honor, he doesn't bow down to me. He says like that, he doesn't bow down to me. And he became, not that he is not bowing down, he was thinking he's artificially getting so much. He's a Grihastha king, dealing with money and women, and he doesn't, Why he should get? What is so special about him? Whole kingdom is bowing down to him. He doesn't deserve that. He became envious of it. When somebody is getting honored, we become so, we should tolerate this kind of tendencies of the mind. Here, it was unconsciously he's getting worked up for no reason. And Ambarish Maharaj, you look at it, tapasya, tolerance, eva tapasvi, savai manah krishna padar vindeya. Even though he was the king, emperor, his qualities are explained in savai manah krishna padar vindeya, vachamsi gunanu. His words are always glorifying the Lord. Karor harer mandira marjanadishu. With the hands he is, even though he is the emperor, the king is cleaning the temple of the Lord. Shrutima chakara achyuta satkatho, with ears hearing about the Lord. So this is explained in the Bhagavatam, his amazing qualities, even though he is such a great Vaishnava. So simple, so sweet-hearted. So he is doing tapasya. And he is also tolerant. He won because of that. When you see now the qualities of Durvasa Muni, when Durvasa Muni offended him, he got hurt for no reason, just because he drank a glass of water breaking fast. I think you all know the pastime. He got so hurt, with no tolerance. What is the use? And then, so much mana he's having, he's got so hurt and cursed him to death, put a demon to kill him for no purpose. Just imagine. We can become crazy because of our ego. Why not be compassionate? How can be a good teacher if you're not compassionate? It would have been good. Just like Durvasa Muni now, just put yourself Durvasa Muni's situation, and if you are tolerant, it is good. He could have actually waited as an etiquette. Another thing is that always it is good to clarify. If you keep in your heart so many offences bundled up, that will blow up one day. Why don't you clarify? My dear Ambarish Maharaj, just don't feel hurt, just wanted to know something from you. That why is it that you could have waited, no? It is an etiquette not to eat, but you are eaten. Anna? You could have said like that. But no, he was so agitated. He could have just clarified. And Ambarish Maharaj just said, no, I didn't want to eat, I'm waiting. We will do eating together. Just, the Parana time was going, I just took a little water. Oh, you are so sweet. All over. But he didn't clarify. Had he clarified, see, we get hurt when some mistake occurs. But he could have clarified, no? He could have clarified. See, how many offenses can he avoid it if he just clarify? If he keeps something in our mind, it rots. Just like, sometimes old food is there, it starts rotting. So mind, it starts rotting and it stinks. And then it will come out one day. And that is what is offenses. So why not, people are not demons all around the world. First thing, instead of offending, if you are such a great personality like Durvasa Muni, why you are not compassionate? Why did you become Mahan and great? Why you want to come to Tutu member level? So many times I tell people, why don't you become Mahan? Compassion. When two people get into some kind of a dispute, why don't you become Mahan? Become compassion. Give him time, give the person time, he will understand. Pray to the Lord. And it's always good, that is a basic common sense, always approach somebody who listens to you. But don't go directly. Approach a spiritual master or approach somebody senior to him. And then it will be very sweet. It will come very nicely. Okay? So tapasa. And the second thing is tolerance. The two qualities should go together. Then it is very sweet. Okay? Now let us take other examples which you mentioned. Ramachandra Puri. Now Ramachandra Puri, I saw Madhavendra Puri was crying. Madhavendra Puri was actually crying in ecstasy of separation. He said, my Lord, I am not able to enter Mathura. What should I do now? With repeating some words of, meditating on Radharani's meditation of intense separation from Krishna. And he's crying in spiritual ecstasy. But Ramachandra Puri, because you're associating with another reason of offenses which we can avoid, what we can do. One thing, always seek clarification instead of offending or feeling bad, if possible. You can always respectfully approach if he is senior. If he cannot, go to his senior. Okay? Always there is samadhan. And always we can be compassionate and pray to the Lord. Nobody is perfect. Weaknesses are everywhere. Okay? Pray. Why become envious? So then what happens, the samadhan we can do. The Mahajandra Puri, so you could have Ramachandra, another reason I was telling you, associating with the Mayavadis. Because of that, he lost his spiritual life. So associating with the Mayavadis, Mayavada Bhasha Huye Sarvanasha. So similarly, associating Asasanga Tyaga. What happens when Asasanga we do? We lose our Vaishnava qualities. Because we start seeing everything materially. We are thrown away from the spiritual platform. And now we are on the material platform. When we are on the material platform, we cannot appreciate a Vaishnava. We see when elder devotees come, we have seen one of the qualities we see in an advanced devotee, appreciates everybody, encourages everybody in service to Krishna. Correct? We have seen that? True. But at a tutu mava level, what we will do? Nothing can be done. We come down on a material platform, then it becomes very, very difficult. Then it becomes very difficult to advance in Krishna consciousness. So we have this situation of Ramachandra Puri associating. A bad association he went into. He came down on the material platform. He saw his spiritual master crying. He could not understand why it is so. Therefore, Prabhupada is saying, don't offend somebody on a senior level to you. Just like I always take the example of the Pandavas. They never analyze, it's not our business to analyze Dronacharya and Bhishma. It's not our business. They respectfully took their blessings. Even the example is given of the 6 sons which were killed by Kamsa. The previous ones are the sons of Marichi, who laughed at Brahma. There is an instance of Brahma ran after his daughter. That's a big pastime actually. There is some deep reason behind it. But to put Brahma on a level of a normal man and laugh at him like that was an offense. And that's why imagine they had, after that, couple of horrible births. Okay? So that is an offense. So we don't have another reason the missed offenses happen because we permeate everything. Everything, why this is like that, why you want to permeate everything? Why don't you focus on your own? You don't have anything to do, that means you have nothing to do. Just sit and find everybody's fault. People don't have anything to do, only do that. But that's not a meditation. My meditation is how do I serve Krishna? What is my service? And focus on that service and see how much disqualifications I am having. Seek blessings, mercy to do that service. Do something for Srila Prabhupada. But some people don't do anything. Just like somebody told Srila Prabhupada, why we cannot do this, in that villages we can do. Prabhupada said, why don't you do that? Why you simply telling me? Why you could not do that, why you could not do that? Arey Baba, something what I can do, I am doing. Why you are simply sitting and finding fault? Do that, no? And seek blessings of Vaishnavas. You understand? It's not so permeating everything is not, you're not a Vishnu. Everything I want to know, everything I want to permeate, everything I want to find fault. That's how people do that. No. That is for Vishnu to know everything. We are a small jiva, really information overload. We just try to know, you have some service. Put down in the morning on what way you like to serve Radha Govinda. What way I want to serve Srila Prabhupada. Put down. And then you see, this is all I want to accomplish as a service to Prabhupada and Vaishnavas. Now, but I am not able to do anything. Then you need mercy. And you know nothing can be done alone, it has to be done as a team. Just like this online Gita Course. Many times people tell me, so wonderful, how did it happen? I said, just happened because without offenses, so many devotees work together. That's all it happened, that's why it happened. Without making any offenses, so many devotees, and just like Sankirtan, in Kirtan, how there can be no ecstasy unless all the devotees have respect for each other and chanting together, then there is ecstasy. Correct? Otherwise, where there is an ecstasy? So similarly, without any offenses, together devotees work to glorify Krishna. That's all. Amazing. Even though they were not full-time devotees, people working at their home, they put some sacrifice little time, but the result was pleasing to Krishna and pleasing to everybody. So without offenses. Moment the offense occurs, therefore person is very careful and he has to take precautionary steps for offenses. Don't have any association with the materialist, don't have any association definitely with the Mayavadis, we keep a distance from them. Because Mayavadi Krishna aparadi. We keep association, keep away from all this, and we focus on our own service, not to put down mind on everything. Now you see that, so here at Ramachandra Puri, there was no business for him to instruct. Prabhupada said we should never instruct our spiritual master, never. It's an offense. He was instructing his spiritual master. Why you are crying? Brahmabhuta prasannatma. That was his level. Madhava Puri becomes so irritated. First thing is seeing a disciple gone to Mayavadi. He can understand, that statement is mostly from Mayavadi. And secondly, he is instructing him. He said, please drive him away. He rejected him. And he fell down after that. He even came to criticize Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, totally lost. So you see that offense could have been avoided. So similarly, now you see the Jaya Vijaya. Let us analyze that instance and we can learn a lesson. Now, what is our business? We are also in the temple. In one sense, people look at us Jaya Vijaya, they treat us respectfully. So anybody comes to temple, Hare Krishna, please welcome. Should you do that, you cannot enter the temple. No. No, and rather we can help people. Like Jaya Vijaya could have told the four Kumaras, do you know how to receive the Lord? No, we don't know. You know what prayers to offer? We don't remember. Do you know you can take some garland and offer? Hey, we forgot to bring any garland, we came like that only. Correct? You should have told like that. No, you cannot go inside, who are you? What is this? It's an offense, no? Why you are obstructing? Somebody wants to take darshan to the Lord. Do you do that in the temple? Welcome. Do you say, no, don't enter? Who are you? You're not a Brahmana, like it happened in India some time ago. They will not allow everybody to even enter the temple. Crazy fellows. And rather we should guide them, When you come to the temple, you can sit in the temple hall, you can chant one mala of Hare Krishna mantra, it will be very nice for you. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Like that you can guide, no? The Lord will be very pleased. In Kali Yuga, the Lord is very pleased by Sankirtana, so why don't you? Yagna is Sankirtan, participate in the Nama Sankirtana of the Lord, dance the Sankirtan, sit and chant the holy name of the Lord. Okay, offer some seva to the Lord. That way you will please the Lord. Thank you so much. Isn't it? That's how you should guide. No, you cannot enter. Then the offense occurred. They could inquire, who are you boys? No, we are sons of Brahma. Oh really? And how do you come? No, father told Vishnu is like that, we just wanted to see. Welcome. But why the offense occurred? Offense occurred because they didn't inquire. When you don't inquire, then offenses will be there. The problems. Okay, Hare Krishna. So in this way I can see various ways we can avoid offenses. Now let us take the case of Durvasa Muni. I took the case already, analyzed. We could have inquired. Any other case you think we didn't? Rupa Goswami, though, okay, Mani Jani. Any other instance of offense you think we can apply our principles and correct? Think about an offense and tell me how it could have been actually avoided.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, actually, this Sachi Mata, by mentally, actually, he offended Advaita Acharya because he was thinking like that. For taking the sannyas of Mahaprabhu, responsible is this one, Advaita Acharya. So after that, Chaitanya Prabhu, Mahaprabhu was very angry, but she has not pardoned her. So that incident I remember. Hare Krishna.
Okay. So, Sachi Mata, how she could have avoided then? Sachi Mata could have approach Advaita Acharya, is it that you inspired my son to leave home? Like that. She could have inquired. And he could have explained, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Are you aware? He could have explained. Okay, now let us go to the offense. Somebody mentioned, please explain it. I'm seeing in chat beautiful things people are doing now. Please go to it. Reena Mataji later now. Daksha. Radhika Mataji, can you explain how the Daksha offense could have been avoided? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Baba, the screen is open. Yeah. 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 The Daksha offense. Analyze it now. What Daksha should have done to avoid the offense? What Daksha should have done is very easy. Correct? Daksha should have inquired. My dear Shiva, isn't it I am your father-in-law? Not in the assembly. Later you could have met him. Tolerance, we should tolerate. Sometimes somebody offends us, our etiquette is breached actually. Etiquette was breached definitely. Father-in-law has come in, at least we should have said, he was in some trance, and just like Samika Rishi. Now Parikshit Maharaj also could have done the same thing. He could have waited for some time or gone at that time. Later sent a word for Samika Rishi. Well, how is it I'm not able to understand? I came to your place, you didn't give me even a glass of water. Samika, oh, I'm sorry, I was a minute. Oh, fine. Simply got a snake bite instead of that. As an example. That's so Bhagavatam had to come out. So similarly, Daksha could have, after the session was over, that assembly was over, Yagna was over, I called for Lord Shiva. So I have already a lot of misunderstanding, not able to understand. Why is it you roam around naked, do this, do that, and why is it that day you didn't even get up? It would have been solved. Just seek a clarification. Could have done that. And if you cannot talk to Shiva, could not talk to the Brahma, see, this all happens, I'm not able to understand his activity, then I get it. Isn't it? It could have been whole thing, Daksha lost his head because he didn't seek clarification. Isn't it good? Now, somebody took another example, Chitraketu. Now, Chitraketu, when he was traveling over the universe and he saw Lord Shiva and wife sitting on it, number one, it is not his business to analyze Lord Shiva, who has given him the service. So, finding fault is done more as a service, compassionately. And the instruction is done only when somebody is actually submissive. If somebody doesn't have, just like a very important principle, we don't put thermometer on everybody's mouth. You only put thermometer on somebody's mouth who's your patient and who will take instruction. There is no point in putting thermometer in everybody's mouth, correct? So similarly, we give instruction only when somebody is your student. Please do not instruct somebody who is not your student. Find somebody whose student he is, if he is, and instruct. Okay? Take care, Radhika Mataji, fine. So, in this way, we can be a little more intelligent. And so there was no business of Chitraketu to instruct Lord Shiva. Who is he? He is almost Vishnu, he is. And you are instructing him. Now Lakshmi sits on the lap of Narayana, you go to instruct him. And the Vishnu is a great offense. You don't analyze like that. Okay? So, therefore, it is needed. He could have done. And he could have laughed. He laughed actually at the situation. We should have avoided that. True, the Param Vaishnava, the Lord Shiva, he was very tolerant. He didn't take any offense. He was not only the tapasi, he is also tolerant. So at least us, we call ourselves Vaishnavas. Don't be Kalichela. These two things please develop. One thing is tapasvi, other thing is tolerant. These two ornament, and then cultivate spiritual knowledge. These three things make a person actually a Vaishnava. Okay? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everybody. We close it now.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Darshan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Happy Makar
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranam, Prabhuji.
Chalo, let us have nice darshan. Start chanting. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram.
Everybody.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare.